Wanted! Yay! Thank you all so much for coming. My name is Chris. I will be your Dungeon Master for the next hour. So, we are playing a game of Dungeons & Dragons. For those of you who are unfamiliar, that is an ongoing story, which means we are in hour 75 of an ongoing story. You have walked three quarters into a story. So I will try and make sure that I catch you up with what is going on, but if at any point during the show you feel like you don't know what's going on or you're confused, that's absolutely fine. Please feel free to shout out from the audience and say things like, huh, what's going on? I'm not sure. In fact, just to test you all, let's have a very loud what from all of you. 1, 2, 3... What? There we go. Perfect. Thank you. Please feel free to do that whenever you feel the need. That's absolutely fine. We do have a relaxed attitude to sound and movement in the audience for the benefit of anyone who'd have difficulty being still and silent for an hour. But this is not a relaxed performance, as we have sound effects from Wilhelm at the back. There we go. Excellent. Thank you very much, Chloe. So, the lighting will stay exactly like this. And if you need to take a break for any reason, you can head out of either of those two doors right there. You will head into a foyer space where Sweet company members wearing the black and red Sweet t-shirts with Sweet written across the front, impossible to miss, are available to help you if anything is amiss. You will need one of them to get back into the room if you'd like to come back in, as the doors are on a key fob system and you can't enter from the outside. If you need help in the room, our stage manager Nemo is right there. That's Nemo right there. Let's clap for Nemo, come on. So if you need anything, give them a wave, catch their eye. They are right there to help you with anything you might need. So, what are we doing? We are playing Dungeons & Dragons, as mentioned earlier. Is everyone in this room relatively au fait with the concept of Dungeons & Dragons?
No.
There's a few grimaces out there. There are a couple of blank faces in the room. That's totally fine. Don't worry. That's what we're here to help with. Let me explain. The four people to my left and right play characters in a shared fantasy universe. And I play the shared fantasy universe. Hence, Games Master, Dungeon Master. Everything they encounter, everything they meet, everything I have to describe for them to deal with, it's all me, baby. So, to make sure I don't abuse that awesome level of power that is given to me, we use 20-sided dice, it's one of these, to make sure that what happens at the table is relatively random and fair. A 1 on 20-sided dice is awful, a 20 is brilliant. Please feel free to cheer and or boo depending on how you feel about the given character at that time. Or me, for that matter. They also have character sheets in front of them and special abilities, mostly to add numbers to that 20-sided dice roll. Again, if at any point you're confused about that, do let us know, although we do try and skip over the maths quite quickly, as it is, frankly, rather dull. So, with that in mind, let's start by introducing everyone at the table. Please can everyone going round give their name, their pronouns, their character's name and their character's pronouns, and a little bit about them, ideally what they look like so people can build a nice picture. For example, I'm Chris and I use he, him pronouns.
I'm Isla, she, her pronouns, and my character uses that as well. She's called Kimmy, and she is a halfling monk. So she's like a little hobbit kind of person who's really good at, jumping about, really. But that's not what her dream is. Her dream is calligraphy. You know, in like a Bible chapter, the big letter at the start, that is what Kimmy does. And that's what Kimmy does best. But somehow she's been dragged into this huge fight. So.
Splendid. Fire away.
Hi, I'm Jamie, and I am a he/him, and so is my character, and he is Barksby, the Furbog Druid. So a Furbog is a bovine person who stands 7 to 8 foot tall, and he is covered in moss and fungus, which he likes to talk to from time to time. Druids being nature-based, no prizes there, really.
No, yeah, it's pretty fun.
And he's very exhausted after a very long fight.
It's almost like I planned this. Almost like I planned this. No.
Hi, I'm Naomi. I use she, her pronouns, and my character is Roberta Risk, elf war journalist bard extraordinaire. She is she's an elf, so she's got pointed ears, think Lord of the Rings. She's like tall, brunette, always has a pen behind her ear, which will become important later. She's been having a bit of a tricky time at the minute because she started out really like, yes, I studied this beforehand, I know exactly what's going on, and she knows absolutely nothing about what's going on, and she started seeing things that aren't particularly truthful. So yeah, we'll see how she goes today, because it sounds like we're going to have some fun.
Almost like we're playing in an Eldritch horror campaign. We are playing in it. If you like Lovecraft, you'll enjoy this.
Hi, I'm Emma. I go by she, her, as does my character Ezzy, who is a Yuan-Ti, which means she's essentially half snake, half human. So she has black hair pulled over to one side and essentially an undercut, but it's purple scales. I mean, if you look at Chris and imagine purple scales and a woman, that's what we've got. They run, all the way down the left side of her body, and she's looking a bit bloodied but not hurt, and she's wearing the robes of the cult at the moment.
Speaking of the cult, let me catch you up on the story. So, the cult. There is, it's debatable, a cult that was taken over the country of Deriland, which is where all of these characters are from. Deriland was invaded by said cult 5 years ago when the ancient evil elder god they all worship, Cthulhu, that's Cthulhu, not Cthulhu, very important distinction. When the cult was pushed back by the rebellion forces, there's been various backing and forthing, mostly to do with the mysterious ore that the cultists seem to want mined from the ground that seems to have strange magical and time-travelling properties. However, the rebellion have managed to push everyone back and are now at the final door of the ziggurat in the final bastion of the cult on this plane of existence. So you are walking right into the end game, basically. That's what's happening. So, if I can have some of the music back in, please, will help.
I'm the sign language interpreter here.
I legitimately BSL sign language interpreter show for us on certain hours, so that does happen.
Give it a good go, though.
She's so unamused at me.
The forces of the rebellion behind you, in a plaza beneath you, before this ziggurat. Ahead of you, roughly 100 feet. A gigantic door, about 50 foot tall and about 30 foot wide, that leads inside what looks like the very top level of said ziggurat and looks like the final place this cult has in this universe left to hide. You know from Ezzy, who used to be part of the cult, that inside there is the head operations center of the cult, but they were also building a portal that could possibly take them through space and or time, and you don't know where. However, between you and them is a gigantic door. What you noted at the end of the last hour is that about 100 feet before the door, in a sort of rectangle shape, the detritus that litters the rest of this plaza is not there. And, as Kimmy found, everything inside this 100-foot rectangle before the door appears to shift in gravity and fall towards the door, impacting it with heavy strike. The four of you stand just before this rectangle, trying to work out how to deal with this situation. What would you all like to do?
Sorry.
Go ahead.
How have we done this previously? I've been through here before.
You've been to this door before. When last time we went through this door, it was open.
Right.
But it's shut now.
Correct.
And this rectangle, that's like a gravity well, essentially. A bit like pulling towards it.
One could use words like that if one were not in an ancient fantasy setting, yes.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Kimmy, you had a point to make.
I can walk on vertical surfaces.
Yes, Monk, you can.
Can I just walk down?
You may use an ability of yours called Step of the Wind that allows you to run on vertical surfaces. However, at the end of your turn, you start falling. You can only move 40 feet in one round.
But then I've got another thing where I can reduce falling damage.
You can.
You can, that is correct.
So I'm going to
Monks are very good at not being hurt when they fall.
I'm
You're going to give it a go and give it a run. All right, lovely. So you use your Step of the Wind ability to start running into this space, and you can feel yourself almost lifting off as the entirety of your gravity perception shifts, and the door is now down. And as you start basically falling towards it, you put a hand out and are sliding down this thing, slowing your fall as you go. You manage to run some of the way, tumble, fall, but then when you reach the end of 40 feet, you have 60 feet of falling left to do before you impact on this door. I'm going to roll and see how much damage this would do, and then we'll reduce it by the amount on your sheet, because monks don't necessarily fall that fast or far. If I can find my d6s, there they are. 5, 9, 18, 19 points of damage you would take. How much damage do you take instead?
I can reduce it by 5 times my level.
Correct. What is your level?
9.
So you can reduce 45 points of falling damage, so you artfully and carefully tumble and land, feet first, on the door.
And I give a bow.
Excellent. Well done. You are standing on the door. You note as you stand on the door that all of the sand and detritus that is normally around this area is not on the door. On the door is a thin layer of sand that covers the entirety of this 50 by 30 door in front of you. Well, beneath you. What would you like to do?
Kick at the sand a bit.
Cool. The sand is it is only a thin layer of sand. Underneath the sand and visible through the sand are various intricate eldritch designs. There are Cthulhu faces poking out at various points. This is very clearly a door for said cult.
I stop for a moment. Admire the calligraphy on the door.
It is exceptional calligraphy.
Really beautiful.
I mean, it says horrible things, but it's nice calligraphy.
What does it say?
Do you read deep speech?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, it says nothing.
There are some words on the door, guys. No idea what it says.
Don't read it.
Don't read it. No, I
100
can't anyway.
100 feet up. Can you guys hear that? How far is 100 feet in distance terms, would we say? From here to... Okay, fine. I'll allow you can hear the vague shoutings of a very small person about 100 feet away.
I have a very powerful build, correct?
You have a powerful build, Furbolg. You are about 7-8 foot tall.
Could I carry these two people that are left here? If they would allow me.
Well, in classic D&D rules, you can carry one person of about the same size as you with an athletics check. Since you have a powerful build and therefore are slightly bigger than average, I would allow you to try and carry both with an athletics check. 20-sided dice plus your athletics modifier, if they're both game.
Yeah.
Wait, hang on, one second. Look, there's been a lot of falling already, and I'm not a fan.
She fell 70 feet early.
If it goes really wrong, I do have a spell to help us.
I just want to know what his plan is, because at the moment, what are you going to do? Carry us down a vertical wall?
Yeah.
I have a spell where if it goes wrong, we
That is a
will
natural
be
20 on the
okay.
athletics check.
Can I
Roberta is picked up
Yep, I'm picked up. I'll go.
No, I mean, can I just ask
by
something? Can I just
Barksby,
ask something
but
first?
Ezzy, you're allowed to say no, unless you want to have a contested grapple
Can
on
I
this.
just ask something first?
Go for it.
Ask him, me, ask him.
No, I'm asking you.
Okay.
If I cast a spell and then float,
Yes.
if we do it at falling, will I float or will I fall?
If you cast a spell, you as a storm sorcerer can float 10 feet. You then need to cast more spells. Let's see, 9 more
No, but
spells.
if I just cast it right at the bottom,
Oh, I see. You want to fall, then cast a spell to catch yourself.
Just
Oh,
in
that's a
case,
good idea. Yeah.
I would allow it with an acrobatics check to make sure you get the distances right.
great. Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
I'm going to cast Spider Climb on myself and walk down.
So, Ezzy, you are left behind because you have your own clever plan.
I said I would go with him. That's my plan.
But
if
that's
he
her backup
falls.
plan.
Oh, I
Oh, I
see.
see.
Very well. Okay.
But he's a
Barksby,
druid, so he has
carrying
spider
both,
climb.
one under each arm. I'm not happy with the feminist imagery here. You carry.
It's purely consensual, so it's fine.
Okay.
Hold on, I'll make it better. Excuse me, would you allow me to pick you up? Just so that we can get down.
Yes, Barksby, thank you.
There we go.
There we
Everyone's.
go. I pick Roberta up, I'm waiting for an answer.
Like, this is getting awkward now, so can you just decide?
Yes.
Okay.
You cast Spider Climb on yourself. Please cross off the spell slot. How long does it last?
An hour.
An hour.
Up to an hour. I'm not kidding.
Lasts an hour. Bear by me. You have walked down. Your feet sticking into the ground. You do feel like you're leaning forward rather awkwardly. You're going, oh dear. But you managed to hold them up with your 20 on your athletics check and have walked down to the face of the door, which you now all four stand on.
That was not very dignified.
It wasn't, but it's better than falling into it. I think it's more dignified than falling into the door.
I'm very sorry that I've caused you discomfort.
I mean, this is the most PC game ever. That's great. Okay, so you are standing on the door. There is this light dusting of sand on it, and there are various symbols marked into the door. You may all choose to investigate said door if you want to roll against madness checks.
Yes, please.
Yes.
Nope.
Okay, who's rolling?
I will.
Yeah. Natural 20.
Natural 20. Excellent. Well done, Kimmy.
Are we rolling?
Investigation, please.
Sorry.
13.
13.
10.
10. Do any of you speak deep speech?
You.
No.
Lovely. There is some writing on the door. You have found the writing on the door.
I really found that right.
You really found that writing. The writing curves across the top of the door, and underneath it there is a sigil. You can see if you dust the sand aside, the sigil is there. It is marked in the door, but the sand covers it at this point.
Can we brush some of the sand off? Can we try to?
You brush some of the sand off the sigil. Are you trying to uncover the entire sigil? Roberta.
Right, my backstory is that before this I was an Eldritch scholar, so I studied like Eldritch stuff. I'm gonna roll to see if she knows if that's a bad idea or not. I'm gonna roll an intelligence check.
Fine by me.
I will give you the number and then you let me know whether I'm smart enough to roll.
Sure, yeah, that's fine.
That is a 5, big fat 5. Oh no, a 6.
6 out of 20. Not so good,
If you let me
correct.
do it history, it's 16. But
Well,
I
it's
did say
not.
intelligence.
Because you didn't ask for that.
No.
Generally, sigils on eldritch things are not great, but you need to use sigils on eldritch things to open them.
Yeah, so I'll uncover the sand.
Roberta, do you speak deep speech?
I never actually picked my 2 extra languages.
Considering your background, I think you probably
It would
do.
make sense for her to speak deep speech. Yes, Chris, it would make sense for her to speak deep speech. Do I need to roll a wisdom saving throw?
Nope.
Good.
As you sweep the sand aside on the sigil, you look above and see this writing. And what it says in deep speech is, eventually the sand in every hourglass runs out.
So what it says
Yeah.
is that eventually the sound in every hourglass runs out.
And you have swept the sigil clean and it is right there. It is grooved into the door.
I take out my notebook and scribble it down.
Does that sound familiar?
For you as a barely cult member occasionally, no.
Does it sound familiar to me in anything I've read?
Roll a history check. See, this is how it happens. You just ask me to do it.
Well,
Tell me what
as
you
this
want.
is happening, I'm going to take out one of my calligraphy brushes and start
Yep.
brushing away the sand, looking for an hourglass in the door.
Are you brushing away the sand on the rest of the door?
Yeah.
You're leaving the sigil alone.
Well, there's no hourglass there. so
There is not?
Just leave that. See if I
Okay.
can find something else.
You dust the door for prints.
Rolled a big fat 1.
You remember that this is a turn of phrase often used by cultists when talking about death. However, the sigil itself, you can't quite remember how this would possibly work or why it would be where it is or what it is doing. The door is currently held tightly shut. There is no handle, no key, no lock.
So it's indented, the grooves are indented.
The grooves are indented.
Maybe the sand should be in the grooves.
Maybe there should be blood in the grooves.
Let's try the sand first.
But the
Do you-
sand was already there.
Yeah, you
We've
brush sand
removed
back
that
into the
sand.
grooves and realise you removed sand when you first got here.
From what I've seen, would they put blood on things?
Roll a history check. With advantage, because you used to be part of the cult.
That's a 5 and a 4. So 5.
It may have been blood or spit, you can't remember.
I'm going to just
I
start
wasn't
jumping
paying
on the door.
attention to this.
Nothing happens.
Timmy! Don't jump on the door.
As you jump up and down on the door, you realise something. This door opens outwards.
Oh,
Oh no.
Hold on. Barksby would like to go to the edge of the door.
Yep.
Is there any way he can get his fingers underneath it?
No, it's an inside door.
So it's flush.
It's flush. As you get to the edge and put a hand outside, you realise as you put your hand outside that gravity outside of this column by the door is normal, as your hand sort of slightly pulled back towards the floor.
That was going to be my initial thought before we got carried down there. Could we just go outside the rectangle and then move into the rectangle?
Yep, you could have done.
Yeah.
Oh,
Didn't have to be fancy about it, but...
No, you did not.
Alright.
Do I feel anything magical from the door?
Roll an Arcana check.
13?
13. This entire area reeks with eldritch energy. There's a strange non-Euclidean geometry to the whole space, as previously discussed. The door in particular, extremely powerful warding, and the sigil itself, extremely powerful warding magic.
If I pull out a dagger,
Yes.
cut my hand,
Yes.
and put some blood on the sigil, does anything happen?
As you pour blood from your finger into the sigil, you can feel the ward on this door waning.
It's blood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Blood starts dripping from your finger. Are you filling the sigil with blood?
Do you think I should fill it? I mean,
I think we shouldn't be standing on the door when you do.
no. Yeah, but I'm going to have to stand on the door.
Correct.
Yeah, but can't you cast a spell and pick yourself up with winds? Isn't that a thing you can do? And you're a cult. You've been in the cult before, so you...
How do you know? They made me.
You're wearing
they made
the
me
robes.
do it. They made
I'm
me do
not.
it.
Listen, I'm not judging you. I'm just saying you like.
I am judging you.
Like, I understand we all have to do what we've got to do, but like, I'm just saying you were in the cult before, so at least like if you fall in and there's other cult members there, they can be like, oh, it's Essie, it's fine.
They do not like me.
Oh, it's Essie. We probably won't kill her on sight because she's one of us.
They definitely will kill me.
Okay.
They tried.
Can we reach into the sigil?
I'm not moving my hand away.
Can we
It
reach?
is slowly filling with blood.
Can
Take
we-
2 points of damage from bleeding.
I would like to step off the door and to like basically I want to try and maneuver it so I can like sort of push myself off the wall and out into the rectangle. So I'm stood right way outside the column.
You are stood outside the column. That's easy enough for you to do.
Okay. I just don't want to fall over or anything.
Mm-hmm.
And then I want to. Is there any way of like reaching in to the sigil without like being stood on the door?
The door is 30 feet across. Sigil's in the middle. You do not have 15 foot of reach.
Barksby will go over and start helping.
Do you bleed?
Wait.
Yeah, of course. It is.
Oh, sorry. That's
His moss hand.
that's
There's
my
no blood on
focus
that moss hand.
I want to keep an eye on them, so if they sound like they're going to fall super far, I'll cast Featherfall on them.
Okay.
I'm still stuck to the door.
You are technically stuck to the door. That is correct. Right. As your blood starts to fill the sigil, it is reaching a point where the blood is connected between all pieces of the sigil, and the sigil is now, as you look at it, starts to glow, activated. As it activates, gravity rotates, so you are falling away from the door. Roberta, you're not affected by this.
Nope.
But the doors, as they fall, slam open because gravity has shifted. You now have a face full of door.
Great.
Those of you standing on said door, what would you like to do as gravity shifts and you are now falling 100 feet down into nothing, into the rest of the world?
wrong way?
The wrong way.
Can I grab onto the door?
Can
Is
I?
there any handhold?
Can I grab onto Kimi as she passes by?
You have spider climb on.
Yes.
So the door that you are on just goes out and you are standing on the outside of the door, currently in gravity, so you're standing basically hanging sideways off a door. You can make a dexterity saving throw to try and grab Kimi as she goes.
I want to try and grab him.
Oh, I
before
see.
I fall.
18.
18. You grab Kimi, make a dexterity saving throw.
I feel real sensible right now.
18.
18. You grab a hold of Barksby too. You grab a hold of Barksby as he swings out. Kimi, you are grabbed as well, and you both fall off him as he is stuck to the side of a door at a right angle, and you're both lying on the ground outside of this effect. The door is open, but currently you'd have to fly into it, basically.
How like if basically
Hang on, starting a timer.
can I if I go in will I be able to get in with if I levitate for 10 feet?
At 10 feet of levitation, this door is 15 feet across. What would happen is you would levitate up towards the door a little bit. You have to keep casting spells to get beyond the door's threshold to get inside, and you don't know how long it takes for this gravity effect to end.
Am I still holding Kimi?
You could just.
Kimi has you
blast off cantrips.
swung. They both swung off you as
It
they
has
fell
to
to
be
the side.
spells.
Oh.
What does it? Okay. Oh yeah, it's first level.
Anybody want to hold on?
Could I climb round the door? Could I try and climb round the door?
Make an athletics check.
Can I hold on to you as you climb round?
Sure. Anybody else want to hold on?
Hang on. Roberta, you,
Dice
seeing this
jail.
situation unfold, grab the door and try and climb around. As you try and swing around, the shifting gravity confuses you and you are falling 100 feet into...
Featherfall! Featherfall, please!
Featherfall is a reaction spell. You cast it immediately. You are now falling slowly, but still falling, and then reach the end of 100 feet and just... fall to the front, 100 feet away from the door. Barksby, you were saying, while this is happening.
I put out my arms and go, anybody want to just hold on? And I'll walk round.
Yeah, I'm holding on.
Yeah.
As he holds on,
Alright.
Am I able to grab on after I cast
you've fallen 100 feet.
Did I fall 100 feet?
You fell the whole way down!
In that short amount of time? Okay, sure.
Yes!
Alright, well, fine. I'm gonna get out the rectangle and walk back up, I guess. See you
You
there.
walk around to grab hold of Barksby. By the time you get there, though, the door, suddenly, the gravity shifts back and closes shut again.
Well, at least we know how to open it.
Kimi, I think since they did it, it's only fair if you and I do it this time.
Your spider climb is, of course, still active.
Yeah,
You are currently all standing on one side of this door. It
but
is now
if
shut
you
again.
do it, then you're going to go that way again.
Well, why don't you hold on to me?
He doesn't have 15 foot of reach either.
Well, I can be
Yeah,
on the
he's
door
spider
and
climbed.
hold on.
Oh, I see.
So he holds on to us while we do the blood, and then
Okay.
And I guess... what was your character's name?
Izzy.
I guess Ezzy can just hold on to me as well, and we'll just...
You can't carry 3 people.
Nope.
Can I
I can
if I keep casting spells, can
Yes.
I help?
If you
We're
keep casting
levitating.
spells, you can levitate yourself up and through this doorway if it's open, yes.
Okay, I'm gonna hold on to Barksby for now, and then
All 3 of you holding onto him will mean that his spider climb doesn't work and all of you fall.
fine. Then we'll levitate.
well, why don't you step out the rectangle until the door opens, then levitate yourself around?
I wish I hadn't used that 5th level spell.
Oh, that was your prerogative.
Yeah, no.
I know what happened to Shelby last time he tried to teleport around this thing, right? Around the cigarette.
I think it's fairly common knowledge that trying to teleport around this cigarette causes awkward time shifts.
Cool. Just checking.
He relived his entire life from childhood to this point again, including all the terrible bits.
I have an
Okay,
idea.
Twice.
I'm standing outside of the gravity field,
Yes.
where it's going to be the shortest distance to get in.
Okay, if you go and stand 15 feet down, so that when the door opens, you have basically a direct line of sight to move in, you'll be able to move triangles, triangles, triangles. With 3 spells, you'll be able to get beyond the threshold of the door, but you have no idea how long it takes for this gravity shift to end.
Wait, no, I do because we just saw it.
It's a minute.
I have an idea.
Yes.
As soon as the door opens, you can walk along it. I will stone shape a ledge for you to stand on.
Okay.
Happy with that.
Okay, how are they going to get up and through a vertical surface?
I will bring them round within a minute. I'm assuming I can block one person like 5 feet in 6 seconds, so that they can.
Is spider climb concentration?
Yes,
What is stone shape?
it is not concentration.
It's just a single spell cast.
I can only affect 5 feet of something, and it is instantaneous.
So we'll be huddling.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like.
Well, somebody can
I'm
be on
trying
me,
to work
but
out
yeah.
how long this would take you, because you'd have to walk 2 people over with that good athletics checks to not drop them. Stone shape, while holding 2 people, place them on it, and then how are they going to get up?
Well, I mean, when the door
doors will
slams again, we'll
close.
be on the other side of the door.
You're going to walk around stone shape, pop them on it, walk back,
Well,
around in a minute.
I'm assuming that the
I thought he
door
was going to
will
walk
be.
ahead, stone shape, then walk back round.
I'm assuming that the door is parallel to the column, right? Whenever the
Yes.
the magic is there, so they could wait at the edge of the door. I can just walk around and come back, around. Come back.
They can wait at the edge of the door, and you can stone shape the moment the door is open to create a lip they can stand on,
And then
walk
walk
around,
back.
place each one of them on it within a minute, get back yourself before gravity shifts around and it's closed again.
Yeah.
That's going to be very tight on time. Because how long does stone shape take to cast?
It's instantaneous.
Okay, so that's a 6-second spell, because instantaneous in this game means 6 seconds.
What?
If I have somebody on my back, then they can just grab on as their
Yep.
action, and then I can move around, and somebody can grab on.
There will be athletics checks because you are carrying a lot of people.
It's the best time we've got.
Yeah.
What could we see anything once the doors were open?
No, dark inside.
Let's go with this plan so far.
I
Give it a
think-
go.
Yeah.
I'll go last.
How brave. I'm fine with the ex-cultist going last.
No, I'll go last because I can get in there on my own.
Okay.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay, let's go. So,
So, Roberta, you bleeding to...
get my dagger out. Yeah, I'll bleed into it.
Cool. 2 hit points of damage as your blood goes into the sigil.
I'll hold on to Roberta as she's doing this.
Okay, make an athletics check.
Oh no. 9.
Cool.
I'm sorry, Roberta.
Roberta. You bleed into the sigil, and once again, the ward is broken by the blood, and the door starts to swing open, and you start to fall. You expect that you'll be held by Barksby, but unfortunately, as you go, for some reason, you pull hard. For some reason, the pull on him is strong, and between the 2 of you are both ripped from his spider climbed feet and are tumbling down. You can grab on as you go, because you are spider climbing,
Yeah.
but unfortunately, this has taken some time.
Boy.
Yeah,
want-
I would just try and get us through the door for the start, and then we'll figure it out.
Lovely. You are now about 20 feet down, holding Roberta. You can climb your way back up and inside the door, but time is ticking.
So I'm gonna do the vertical walk and just go through the door.
Yeah.
They can sort themselves out, I'm sure.
So you're going to run up the wall.
Yeah.
Well, you can easily do that. You run up the wall, but once you get inside the door, you realise that you haven't run out of the range of this falling effect and start falling.
Okay.
You do fall past Barksby, so he could try and grab you.
I'll try.
Athletics check, please. 10. You grab hold, but again, the combined weight of both of them just pulls you, and you're now all three of you falling. You can again manage to catch your feet, hanging weirdly backwards, a horrible back-bending effect for you, holding both of them behind you. You're now a good 30 feet down this thing, and as you're just watching this happen, this Three Stooges style slapstick farce, apparently.
I don't think this is working.
How much time has passed?
About 30 seconds.
I'll just peg it up with those
Gonna peg
two.
up with both of them. Okay.
Does he look like he's going to make it?
Well, let's see how the athletics check goes to drag both of them up with you.
17.
17. You shoulder both and power forward. Power your way in, but you're going to have to leave Ezzy behind at this
no, I'm
point.
going to fly.
You're going to fly. What are you going to do?
I'm going to cast Shield.
You cast Shield. You are suddenly shielded by magical energy, and when you cast a spell, you can move 10 feet through the air with your Storm Sorcery power, and with that you fly into the gravity shift and are now flying alongside them, but you only get 10 feet.
Yeah, no, I'm going to cast Shield again.
Lovely. You do so again. You are continuing forward. You're both making your way through the door before it slams shut behind you. You are now moving forward at quite some pace. You manage to get forward, but you're not past the effect yet. You are
Shield
inside the rest
again.
of the door. One more shield spell from you. You power on forward. And as you continue to power forward, you cross the threshold of this gravity effect. You all tumble and collapse inside as the door behind you slams shut. You made it in. Inside.
I don't even want to be in here.
Inside is pitch black. Anyone have dark vision?
Yep.
No.
I don't know.
You don't. You don't.
Yantis have dark vision.
Yes.
The two of you in this dim light have 60 feet of vision. The two of you can see shit all. You can see more of this detritus on the floor. A dark hallway widened out. Make investigation checks, both.
It's really dark in here.
No.
12.
Critical success.
Yay.
Plus my 10 is 30, but that's not.
Wait.
Well, Roberta, you have a keen eye for this sort of thing. What you notice as you look back at the door is that there is a very obvious switch lever next to the door. A big sort of handle you can pull down. As you don't notice this.
Is there any hint of like what that could possibly do? Does it open?
I mean, you rolled a natural 20, so let's be obvious about this. It opens the door.
Great. Hard to get in, easy to get out.
Well, that's kind of the point of a locked door. Yeah.
Okay, and then I'm gonna point this out to all of you. So I'm just gonna go,
They
right,
can't
there's okay, I'm gonna point this out. Who can see? Who can see?
I can see.
Right,
I
do you
can't
see that?
anything.
It's a lever. Opens the door.
They can't all
a real
be
waste of
elves
magic
and
then, wasn't it?
half-orcs, people that can see in the dark. They must be human.
No, yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was.
But you know,
Do you have a torch?
we've done it now.
Oh,
The lever is on the inside of the door. You couldn't have
But one of it, but what she's saying is one of it. Barksby could have just spider climbed in and
True.
opened the door for us.
That is correct. You absolutely could have done.
I didn't know that at the time.
But
None of
none
it
of
was
us knew it at the time. But now we know, and I'm going to write it down in my notebook and make sure that that notebook gets passed to the leaders of the rebellion.
Look over your notebook.
Oh, I
can't
can. No, they're not close enough. They can't see.
They can't see.
I'm gonna do the shocking grasp sparks again, just so they've got an idea, a flicker of what it looks like.
You get a brief sort of strobe light effect through lightning of the area around you. Unsurprisingly, it's rather jazzy.
I've got prestidigitation, so I'll make a little flame.
A question.
Yes.
I'm assuming some of us will have torches, seeing as we can't see in the dark.
Sure.
Yeah.
There we go.
And I start making judgments on your handwriting in your notebook.
Out of nowhere, in the middle of a terrible situation, someone goes,
I'm a war journalist, Kimmy. We don't really have time for fancy lettering, all right?
We don't
we in
really
a
have
war?
time for this argument either.
Yes.
Can we go?
Ahead of you is a dark corridor leading further into the temple. You could also use the handle to open the door so your allies could possibly join you at some point.
That's not the only thing I am either.
Can I switch the switch?
Of course.
I might stop falling.
No,
Something.
You pull
Standing
the switch.
away from the door.
You pull the switch, the door falls open. As it falls open, you hear a locking effect. If you reach into your pocket and pull out well, you've got moss on you. Pull a bit of moss off, and it's still falling the 100 feet. But after a minute, if you wait, the gravity effect subsides, but the door is locked open.
There we go.
Light streams into the corridor ahead of you.
Nice.
We should
And-
probably break that lever so they can't close it again.
Sure.
Oh, that's a strength
I
check, I
guess.
guess. I mean,
Nope. 11.
I hit it with my quarterstaff.
okay, fine. You break the lever. It's now locked open. I mean,
It's locked open.
it's locked open now forever. Great, good.
If you have torches, do you not have rope that you could just tie it open with?
So they've broken it.
It's broken now. It's
done.
done.
It's broken, it's fine. Do we
Chris,
need to shut it?
just
No.
a question.
I will
am I
fix it, you
wearing
watch me.
normal clothes under the cultist robes, or am I only wearing cultist robes?
You are only wearing
Fine.
cultist robes. Cultist robes are tend to be worn with not much underneath.
Fine.
I mean, a shift. You could wear just a shift if you
Oh
wanted
yeah,
to.
fine. I'm taking them off then.
Right. Ezzy disrobes for no apparent reason.
You're right, Ezzy.
I turned to Gimme.
We've never
Is
met.
Is this normal?
No,
no
I'm
idea.
Roberta. Hi.
This
Yeah?
is really tense.
So, are you okay?
Would you like a torch?
What is okay?
Not about to kill everyone around you.
No.
Roll a perception check.
Sure.
What? Everybody?
Doesn't matter anymore.
23.
There we go. You can hear voices up ahead down this long, dark corridor. Move the plot along.
There's voices up ahead. We should probably go.
Sure.
Anyone sneaking?
Yeah.
And
Is everyone going and everyone sneaking?
I think so.
What are they? Can I hear them?
Roll a perception check.
Nope.
Nope.
Oh, is this a stealth roll? Yeah.
Yes, please.
Good stealth.
22.
Yep.
The monk, unsurprisingly, is stealthy as can be. 5,
10.
10,
16.
16.
Not my best.
Yeah, okay. I kind of know you're coming.
person with a torch.
I think that's your fight. You forget to put out your torch. You're sneaking very carefully, but there's a glowing halo of light all around you.
Don't worry, they can't see us coming.
The hall is littered with these humanoid bones you saw outside as well. It appears to be just a motif of this area. And the walls have a catacomb-style ledging all around them, covered in skulls and other bone detritus. The walls also have this strange green jade, sickly quality, and these strange bulbous tumor-like protrusions which dim green light starts to shine out of as you walk down this corridor. The entire effect is very eerie. Ahead, as you continue down the corridor, you can see more of this light, slightly bluer, whiter, greener, almost like it's flickering ahead of you as you walk forward. You eventually get to the end of this corridor, and looking into the room ahead of you, cultists, not very many now, 15, maybe 20, are aggressively and actively piling things into boxes. As they pile them into boxes, they hand them to various of these grue, these horrible, wiry, furred, spiky creatures, some quite small, almost dog-like, some more humanoid, and some even larger. These are what they're called hulks, the very big ones. They are being handed these and are all stepping ahead of you through a gigantic portal, about 20 foot wide, about 15 foot tall. It is made of the ore that you have seen before. This ore is, as you can see, activated, fizzing and sparking all around the edges of it as these creatures are stepping in and vanishing. The seer, who you saw earlier, the creature also in a grue-like setup with the spiky fur and spiky fur and spiky hands. There we go. But it has a more humanoid face and appears to have some semblance of intelligence, even wisdom behind it that most of these creatures lack. Is directing people in. It turns and looks and sees the four of you approaching because your stealth rolls were poo. It looks at all four of you and snarls. It gestures to the cultists who start packing up very quickly and steps forward to look at you all. We're leaving.
Where to?
Hello.
None of your beeswax.
How far away
Would you
are
like
they?
beeswax? I've got lots.
They are about... This room is quite wide. It's about 50 foot wide.
How far away are they?
About 50 foot. I will be taking the rest of us out of your paltry universe, but don't worry. We'll be back.
Cone of cold.
You cast Cone of Cold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do they have to do?
It's a con save.
Con save. Oh boy.
So she's hissing at the seer because we have history. And
He killed her earlier.
she kind of. I'm gonna use meta magic, so she doesn't do anything. It just emerges from her.
Splendid. Okay. As a sorcerer, you have the ability to do that.
Yeah.
What is the range? I'm kind of told. How big is the cone?
It's a
60-foot cone.
Lovely. Okay. So, con saving throws, was it?
Yeah.
Cool. The larger creature reacts to this moment. The seer reacts to this moment instantly, using the ability you've seen it used before, where if it would be hit by an attack, it alters time and space and is no longer where it was and is replacing one of the other Gru creatures to one side. However, this cone fills the entire room, and it is still hit by it, as are all the creatures in it. Can you roll the damage, please?
If they fail their con save, they're frozen.
No, if they die, they're frozen.
If they die, they're frozen.
It's not good. It's not bad.
I just need the number. Maths.
37.
37 points of damage. As this blasts out of you... It's half of 37. 18? 18, thank you. As this blasts out of you, some of the smaller creatures are instantly frozen solid, just frozen into place as this goes along. The spell curves around the portal, almost like the magic can't enter the portal in the same way. Some of the larger creatures are also affected by it, but no one is killed directly apart from some of the smaller ones. As this happens, I need us all to roll initiative, please.
Must have a good chin right there.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh. Anyone rolled over 20?
21.
21 for both of you. Splendid. Which of you has the higher dexterity modifier?
+4.
No, you got it.
I'd hope so.
+4 is very high. Lovely. 5. 18.
I am 10 feet up in the air.
Yes, because you cast your spell and you immediately can fly 10 feet, so you do. But you are going after everyone else, I'm afraid, Azzy. Roberta, what would you like to do?
I'm going to pull the pencil out from behind my ear. I'm going to touch it to myself and cast Greater Invisibility.
Okay.
I am now invisible. No one can see me. And then I'm going to move towards the portal.
Straight towards the portal?
Yeah, towards the people in the portal to attack them.
Okay. Buxby, what would you like to do?
This is a bit complicated.
Oh, dear. You've used your 5th level spell.
Yes, but I still have polymorph.
Oh, dear God.
Where is its stats? Come back to me. I would like to say, but I want to hug and turn into a T-Rex.
Fine. Buxby says, but I want to hug. His moss grows over him into a cocoon which bulbs and expands around him, and suddenly you are a gigantic Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Correct. And I would like to run at them with 50 feet movement.
You are running straight for them. I will allow it. As you do this, some of the cultists left alive, and there are very few of them, hastily scramble for boxes. The seer turning to them and saying, "Go!" They grab as much as they can and peg it into the portal, managing to get out of the way. You get an attack of opportunity if you want it.
Yes.
You only get one. Pick one.
Is there a larger person there?
There are just cultists running towards the door right now.
I would like to wait one.
Cool. Make an attack roll.
So that is 22.
I mean, you can roll the damage if you like, but I think I know what's going to happen.
I don't have enough d12.
Can I just narrate this, because the cult has like 5 hit points? Please ready the Wilhelm scream.
That's 42 points of damage.
Yeah, as they march towards, the T-Rex just grabs one, and it gets pulled up and gets pulled up and away, and its crate of whatever it is you just swallow. As you chomp down on this creature, it is now gone. The rest, however, pass through this portal ahead of you and disappear. Around you, 2 of the mangler creatures are going to attack the T-Rex.
Did any of them run past me?
You're invisible and you're 50 feet away by the side of the room.
But I said I was at...
Oh, you walked towards the portal 30 feet.
Yeah.
50 feet.
I'm just assassin then and one went past me in that 20.
I'm going to say that one of them did because that makes my life easier. What would you like to do?
I want to deal with the ranger.
Okay, please do. One mangler leaps up and attacks the T-Rex. The other two manglers are going to attack the T-Rex. They're both going to use their...
Oh boy.
Yeah. They have
boy, oh
six.
boy.
They have 6 arms, my friend, and they're going to attack you with each bloody arm.
Good thing I'm at hit points now.
I rolled a 24, so I feel like that hits.
You absolutely stab one of the manglers with your rapier.
10 damage.
Lovely. One gets a strange stabbing sensation in its leg and has no idea where it's come from because your invisibility lasts even through your attacks. Very well done. However, both manglers are going to flurry of claws. You, big guy.
Yeah.
6 claw attacks.
13 to hit.
13 to hit. Oh my
Yep.
goodness. You are toast. No, you are not. It's 2 natural ones. And a 16.
That will hit.
So 1 hit. 15. Nope, 1 hit.
Yeah.
Chris is not happy. 10 hit points of damage from that 1 hit.
Yeah.
The other one also does the same thing. That's better. 2 hits. 3, 4 hits. So that's plus 8. 18. 28 hit points. They both claw into the T-Rex's side, just slashing away as best they can. At the same time, the seer takes a look at the T-Rex.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Looks at you, raises an eyebrow, and the space around you starts to warp and wend. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw as a T-Rex. T-Rex's wisdom score. It's not great.
Not as bad as you would think.
What is it?
12.
It's just a +1.
17.
It's not enough, it needs a 19. As it warps and wends around you, the effect catches you and you are... It's almost like the world moves and you don't. You are teleported 60 feet back down the corridor, so you're just outside the room as this happens. And because of this strange twisting energy surrounding you, you take...
Boy.
25. Wow.
Oh no.
25 plus 28 is 53. 53 points of psychic damage. How is the T-Rex looking?
He's not bad, actually.
What? How many hit points does a T-Rex have?
It started with 137.
Oh my god.
What, 53 did you say, yeah?
53.
It's down to 45.
Hang on, see if he recharges that. He does not. Right, good. Well, that's their turn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kimmy, what would you like to do?
How far away is the leader person?
The leader person is 60 feet, 50 feet away from you in the center of the room.
Right. So I'm going to run up.
Mm-hmm. The manglers are ahead of it if you wanted to hit one of them on the way.
Oh, that's going to go past.
Yep.
May as well. Stick out a foot.
Mm-hmm.
Natural 20 on that.
As you run past, you roundhouse kick the mangler in the head and keep going, amazingly. It won't get attack of opportunity because that was too cool to be true. So you hit it in the back of the head, roll the damage on that, see how much damage you do to it.
8.
8 points of damage.
Times 2.
Oh yeah, because it's
12.
Yeah.
You kick one in the back of the head and it stumbles forward. The T-Rex is gone and suddenly it's got a kick to the back of the head from a monk. I mean, yeah, that's what happens. You're running past it towards the seer, but you cannot reach it on your turn.
I could spend a key and get a dash.
You could spend a key and dash to reach him, that's absolutely true, but you only get
Then
2.
I won't be able to attack.
You've got 2 attacks if you do.
I'll do that.
The monk suddenly speeding up, Naruto running low against the ground, leaps up with your quarterstaff and tries to smack the seer twice.
14 plus 6, 20.
I mean, that would hit it, but it has had its turn. So suddenly the air around it again bends and shifts as it teleports, replacing itself with the mangler you just kicked, which now appears in front of you as your quarterstaff cracks it in the head after just being knocked in the back of the head.
Well. And then I guess the finishes round. That's fine.
Yes, you get your...
Yeah, the other one.
Your quarterstaff does hit the other one, so you get both quarterstaff hits.
Oh, okay.
That's a 10 you don't, just one. Just one hit. Roll the damage on one hit for that mangler that's been taking a lot of damage.
7 plus 4.
The mangler, having been kicked in the back of the head, stumbles forward, turns around, suddenly is looking at you again, and the quarterstaff cracks it in the head and it falls back, dead. Oh my goodness. Right, okay. Ezzy, what would you like to do?
What's left?
The seer is standing with a mangler about 10 feet into the room. You are 10 feet up in the air, about 10 feet into the room, so you can easily reach both of them. The rest of the people all seem to have run towards the portal and probably run straight through it.
So
I've just realised what the time is.
There's just 2 of them.
There's just 2 of them in the middle of the room.
I storm on top of both of them.
I storm on top of both of them. Excellent.
It's a dex save. Dex saves.
Dex saves. Both pass.
Half damage. That's 9, 14.
I can't do maths anymore.
16, 20 damage.
20 damage. So 20 to the mangler, who is looking absolutely awful, but the seer only takes 10. At this point, it turns to you all, snarling visibly, and we're going to have to pause there because that ends this hour of Adventurers Want. If you want to know what happens, come back for the next hour, the last hour of the day. I'm sorry, I lost track of time. I'm sorry, I normally try and end on a much more nice cliffhanger than mid-combat, but that just happened. I'm sorry. Thank you for joining us. It is thoroughly appreciated. Please do spread the word about the show on Twitter, Facebook, face-to-face with humans. We're on Twitter at Adventurers250, where our stage manager, Nemo, has been live tweeting this entire last hour. Nemo and Nate, when she's not at the table, are stage managing the show and live tweeting the whole thing. So there are over 1,000 live tweets of the story to date, including GIFs and memes and other fun stuff. So if you want to catch up on what's going on, you can there. If you'd rather see what's going on, all of the show is being streamed at twitch.tv/adventurerswanted, which is what that webcam there is for. We stream it live, so you can watch it live on the internet. There are also hours you can catch up on, although those are starting to go away because there's a 2-week window. They will be on YouTube by the time we get home in September. So if you want to catch up on the story then, that is an option for you as well. Also, you're in the room. You paid £5 to be here. Thank you ever so much. It's hugely appreciated. You can, for the same money, sit at the table. Both Jamie and Emma paid for their tickets today, and it's the same cost as being in the audience. I promise you, this is an easy game to learn, and we want to introduce it to as many people as possible, trying to expand the D&D monoculture that exists out there to try and get more different people involved and introduced to this lovely hobby. If you think that's a valuable thing and would like to be involved, you can join us at the table, or we have a Patreon online. It's also Adventurers Wanted, and you can patronise us there, indeed that is the word, to help us out in doing what we do. If that's too much commitment, there is also a donate button on there. We use all of that to run better streams, so you can watch things from all parts of the world. We have fans all over the world now. You can also join us at free play, accessibility play, and other interactive events in London, Edinburgh, and Brighton, much like this one. Yes, that's enough from me. Thank you so much, everybody. I'm afraid we're out of time, so no plugs from you guys this hour. I think we'll just let this lovely group of people go. If you'd like to see what happens next, please do join us for the next hour or for the remaining 25 hours. I'm not good at maths. 25 hours that are left of this adventure. But if we don't see you again, thank you so much for joining us and have a lovely Fringe.
Thank you.
Thank you.